Now at 9, it's weather that could change in an instant. Our weather team is monitoring a roller coaster week as strong to severe storms are possible this evening into the overnight hours.
Tonight, we're helping you get prepared for what could be a hit or miss.
We've got a very active night to talk about on our hands. Some severe weather is rolling in. I'll give you all the details about timing and what particular threats are going to be more important to us here in the Muncie-Anna region.
Plus, it's the calm before the storm here, but later tonight, we get up close and personal with one of NewsLink Indiana's own.
I've been inside a few tornadoes.
Tonight, Andy Newman's on the road with one NewsLink weather forecaster.
On the ground, it just hit something.
Who makes his living off of Mother Nature's storms.
This is a terrible decision to have to make.
Plus, big talks in Indianapolis today as the state election board heard a challenge to Donald Trump's candidacy.
I think it's up to the people of Indiana to decide how Indiana elects its next president.
NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Lots to get to tonight as we're following those severe weather updates in and around our viewing area as well as around the state. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 9. I'm Alex Almanza.
And I'm Brooke Fallrad.
Now, again, we've been following those severe weather updates. Ryan Hill has been on this all day, as well as our weather team.
Honestly, for about the past week, we've been keeping a close eye on what may be coming in the Muncie area, in the general Indiana area, and they've been keeping up very close with it. So let's hear what Ryan has for us today.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. This has been a very interesting storm situation to follow. We are under a level 2 out of 5 right now for severe weather. I mean, there's those higher area of risks to our north and south, but don't sleep on that because here's what we're talking about. An area of significant severe hail could be expected where some of these storms could present some hail that's about the size of hen eggs, 2 inches in diameter or larger. Don't sleep on that wind either, because there's a 15% chance that some of them could possess 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts. Quiet right now, clearing skies, maybe that's a sign we're destabilizing. But down here, this is where we're kind of watching for some activity. Chicagoland area really going with some storms, some very windy, strong storms, and there were some tornadoes reported in that area as well. So we're continuing to track what's left over with that. We got those strong storms, some wintry weather whipping in right behind this. Not exactly some snow, but I'll tell you what we're talking about. And then hello again, spring. What's our weekend like? All that and more in my full forecast later on. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ryan. Some very good information to keep in mind. Now, meanwhile, over at the State House, Donald Trump will appear on the May primary election ballot as a Republican candidate for president. Now, this comes as the State Election Board heard a challenge to Donald Trump's candidacy earlier today. It was argued that he's not qualified to appear on the ballot due to his past involvement in, quote, insurrection and rebellion. Now, the Election Board voted 3-1 to deny the challenge and allow Trump's name to be on the ballot here in Indiana.
As a lawyer, looking at it with my head, as an American, looking at it with my heart, this is a terrible decision to have to make.
As I stated before, I think it's up to the people of Indiana to decide how Indiana elects its next president. And I find nothing sufficient in what's been offered today or at any other time to deny Donald Trump.
And the board was scheduled to hear a challenge to the candidacy of President Biden, but the person who filed that challenge did not show up to present it.
And back on campus, the Act Like a Noob showcase was held on Sunday at Lucina Hall. Participants put on a show of theatrics and dancing after 2 months of hard work to perfect their strolling in honor of a male Greek fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi. Participant Evan Hill says that this once-a-year showcase allows for creativity while working towards creating inclusive and responsible Greek communities on college campuses. According to Hill, Greek life has a complex history and impact. Hill also says that these organizations play a crucial role in mental aspects, engagement of solidarity of community, and opportunities like these.
As a chapter, we really try to give back to the ladies a lot. We do the Pretty Boy Wednesday where we give out flowers and sometimes chocolate like that. So I like a noob. It gives us an opportunity to bond with these girls, but also have the girls bond with each other. And I feel like that's the biggest thing of it all. No matter who wins, who loses, it's the connection that you make with the girls on your team, which 9 times out of 10 are lifelong.
Participants now have new friends and something to look forward to every year in February.
And a recent grad student and now media professor was nominated for a campus-wide award this year. Sawyer has that story.
And a very room like this is where students are molded into successful names.
But a recent alumni and now professor is making a name for himself throughout the Ball State community. Max Van Dongen, a recent graduate of the Master's Media program, was selected as the Ball State University Foundation Outstanding Creative Project for 2023 to 2024. The campus-wide award is recognizing Van Dongen's work for his thesis project.
Called White Elephant, about a masked murderer named Secret Santa who then goes around killing the guests at the party.
I had the privilege of hearing from Van Dongen as he shares with me the deeper meaning behind the vision of the story.
I wanted to essentially equate White Elephant, which is about getting rid of a gift that's a burden to you or something that's terrible you wouldn't want to receive as a gift for Christmas, and kind of equating that to maybe a memory from the past that haunts you, that you carry with you and affects your decision making, affects and steers the rest of your life.
Throughout all the creative projects from each department of the graduate programs on campus, his committee members nominated him for this achievement.
I'm really over the moon about it. I'm really trying to be cool about it, but I'm so grateful. It feels like we really did something in the end, that we received this recognition, all of us.
In terms of completing creative projects, or even theses for that matter, at the master's level, it really is about the commitment of the student. And Max took that opportunity to do something great, obviously. And so what I'm hoping is that other students will follow his example.
A professor inspiring those sitting at one of these to become the next big thing. In Muncie, Sawyer Osman, NewsLink, Indiana.
And coming up, the federal government has made another change to the student financial aid form, how you might become eligible.
And the U.S. National Guard has ordered a groundings of all helicopters. Find out why after the break.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. The U.S. Army National Guard has grounded all of its helicopters. Now, the stand down comes days after 2 Mississippi Guardsmen were killed when their Apache helicopter crashed during a training flight. Earlier this month, another Apache helicopter also crashed in Utah, but both pilots survived. Now, the National Guard has not said how long the helicopters will be grounded, but the purpose is to review safety policies and procedures. Now, this comes as the military is already in a fleet-wide stand-down of the V-22 Osprey. Now, that followed after a fatal crash in Japan that killed all 8 airmen aboard in December.
On Wednesday, the Department of Education announced updates to a form prospective college students will fill out for financial aid. The first update to free application for federal student aid form involves how the department calculates the amount of aid students will get. Under the new approach, 7.3 million students are expected to be eligible for Pell Grants. The department is also going to send support personnel to lower resource colleges to do need assessments and help schools with student aid offer packages. The third update is faster approach for processing student records.
Coming up next, we're still monitoring that severe weather threat. It may extend beyond midnight. We're tracking the timing and potential threats, all that and more after the break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember you threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know what? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm NewsLink Indiana weather forecaster Ryan Hill. We are continuing to track some severe weather through our area. Let's get right into it. We do have 2 areas of higher risk, but don't sleep on Muncie. We do have that level 2 out of 5 where there are some particularly interesting things about that I'll get into in a moment. First of all, still warm for this time of year. I think that's a big ingredient for all of this. 63 in Muncie, 65 in Shelbyville. Really lots of 60s even at this hour all along the I-70 corridor, down I-70, 469, all through Indiana and Illinois. Just incredible for this time of night. And look at this, we've actually cleared the skies a bit. I'm not sure what, I would imagine that it might even mean a little bit of destabilization. We're working that layer of clouds on out of here, which may help for those storms that are developing. I think what's going on right now is we have like this first boundary, something called a dry line, that might serve to maybe fire some stuff off after our newscast, but don't sleep on any later threat because of what's back here. Look at how cold that is. Look at that snow you see back there. But anyway, here's the particulars right here. All throughout this hatched area right here, we have the significant threat of hail, perhaps the size of 2 inches in diameter or larger. So think something about this size, hen egg or larger. You do not want to mess around with that, folks, with any of your outdoor plans or driving. So get yourselves home, get yourselves a way to get warned about these severe thunderstorms, because that's not the only threat either. You also have that severe wind threat of 15% risk that you could see some 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts as well. And that's all because of, and here, hey, here's that dry line right there, that first boundary right there. It is humid all around, 60s dew points all the way to Fort Wayne, so some storm juice there to be had. And we're starting out real warm, and that's supposed to continue throughout the midnight hour. And that's actually going to be our high, though, for tomorrow. Because look at that temperature. It's fallen down like a rock after that front makes its way through between 2 and 3 in the morning. And here we have some of that first activity we're expecting to end the night with, but not over yet. We have that second wave. The National Weather Service is talking that up as a potentially stronger impact for our area. Gusty winds, hail, maybe even an isolated tornado or two. Can't leave that out. This atmosphere has that potential. But look at this, you've even got some white echoes on the radar that tell you something about snow. Yes, that's right, strap yourselves in. We are on a roller coaster ride, friends. 63 for our high just after midnight, and we're crashing to 32 by the time we just go past lunchtime, actually, and through the evening hours. There's that frontal crash right through there. 40s by 9 in the morning. Those 30s return to our area like they were here back in Saturday. But look at that warm-up, folks, as we make our way to the weekend. Look at those 50s and 60s, maybe even flirting with some 70s coming back to our forecast. Take a look at that 7-day forecast, folks. 60, 67, 69. Let's look for that, folks. We do have to be careful about those storms overnight tonight. Have a weather radio queued up. Have your weather alerts up on your phone. You never know when that tornado warning is going to pop up, especially late. That's a pretty ugly situation. Anything in general, wind too. Do not sleep on severe thunderstorm warnings either.
Right, and like you said, bring up a good point. Be weather aware and know where the nearest place to hunker down in case severe weather hits and you have those damaging winds. And again, thank you so much for keeping us aware of that. And of course, we're going to keep you updated, and we hope you at home are safe as well.
Interior rooms, definitely your best bet.
Yes, thank you so much. And of course, with all this potential severe weather in our area, storm chasers from across the country have found their way to the Hoosier State.
But one of these chasers won't have to go very far at all tonight. Our Andy Newman is on the road.
You can hear it!
These stunning images of nature's most magnificent yet terrifying wonders were taken by a storm chaser, and they strike the interest of broadcast stations across the country and suck in a pretty penny too. But these snapshots weren't just captured by any ordinary storm chaser. This storm chaser takes shelter in a dorm room at Ball State University.
It's always been a passion to me, severe weather, ever since I could talk and walk.
That passion has taken Jay Lessick, a meteorology student and storm chaser from Canada, and his trusty Mazda, really wherever the wind blows for severe weather, and he wouldn't have it any other way.
It's just the adrenaline rush. It's such a passion of mine. I like to get as close as I can. I mean, Mother Nature at her fullest is wild, and that's just something I want to get as close to as I can.
And when Lessick means close, he may mean a little too close.
I've been inside a few tornadoes.
Oh, we're shaking, we're shaking.
The whole car shakes. I've had my car lifted a few times. It's pretty scary.
Thankfully, the chaser's car has kept him safe and in the game, but that's not without a few bumps along the way.
Yeah, these are all from most of these, especially the bigger ones like this one here, these are huge dents. Those were obtained in a storm this summer that produced grapefruit-sized hail up in western Alberta in the foothills. This thing stood up pretty well.
But just how far Lessick will go for a good storm isn't for every chaser.
I love weather just as much as any other meteorologist, but he's a lot more dedicated than I am, and really, I think that's his specialty, is going as hard as he can, especially in storm chasing.
And that means doing things a little out of the ordinary.
I, as a college student, don't have the money to use my gas, and if there's a bad chase or whatever and I don't make any money, I'm losing money on gas automatically, so I need good content to break even or make money. So with that in mind, I don't have the money to also get a hotel. So what I'll do is I'll sleep in a Walmart parking lot. I'll just go to the back of a Walmart parking lot, park my car, turn it off.
You're sleeping right here in this car.
Correct.
How is that?
I do prefer a bed at home, obviously.
There it is! But a bed at home doesn't provide a storm chasing experience
On the ground, it just hit something.
that the chaser feels is just so
Chaotic, exciting, rewarding when it pays off.
And for Lessick, those feelings won't be subsiding anytime soon.
I'll never get sick of chasing. I'll never get sick of this car. I'll never get sick of doing what I do and how I do it. I'll chase tornadoes till the day I die.
In Muncie, Andy Newman, NewsLink, Indiana.
And definitely something to not try at home. Always leave it to the professionals. And like we said, Lessig is out there right now tracking these storms as we speak, and we hope he's doing fine.
And you can head to his X account at JLessigsWX for any other video or weather updates he may have about this or any upcoming weather.
All right, and up next, we've got a lot more on NewsLink Indiana, including sports. Xander Woods has a preview.
2 Ball State programs in action tonight. We have an update. A new club has emerged on campus. All this next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, amigo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality.
Oh, wait.
Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Xander Woods with sports. Ball State men's basketball back in action tonight on the road. The Cards in desperate need of a MAC victory after a tough loss Saturday to Eastern Michigan. Ball State sits at just 13-14 on the season, an abysmal 5-9 record in the Mid-American Conference. On the opposing bench, the Central Michigan Chippewas sit at 16-11 on the year and an impressive 10-4 record in the MAC. That game's still going on as we speak, as Ball State is up 79-71. To throw things over to the diamond, Ball State baseball in action today against the University of Southern Indiana. The Cardinals trail for a majority of this one, but find a way to pull through and win big. Senior Decker Scheffler's 3-run home run helps the Cards plate 7 runs in the 7th to storm a 10-4 win. The Cardinals improved to 5-3 on the season and will head to Florida to take on Jacksonville University on this Friday. To dive over to the pool, Ball State women's swim and dive prepared to swim over to Ohio Aquatic Center for the MAC Championships. The Cardinals will dive into competition tomorrow at 6 p.m. with relays before individual races start Thursday, and the Cards have 9 athletes ranked in scoring position and look to place higher than 4th for the first time in 2005. And to volley over to club sports in 2023, the Sports and Fitness Industry Association deemed pickleball as the fastest growing sport in America for the 3rd year in a row. And Ball State has decided to get in on the fun. NewsLink Indiana's Max Robson visits the rec center to see some rallies.
As the new semester rises, so do new clubs. One club, however, flies above the rest, garnering 32 members in its inaugural semester. Co-founder Cole Laughlin has a one holiday to thank for the pickleball club.
I played tennis throughout my whole high school career, and then I think it was at Easter a couple of years ago, my grandma got me and all my cousins a pickleball set, so we started playing that day we got it, and I just kept playing it throughout high school and into college, so it's just been fun.
This single Easter present from his grandma helped propel Cole to create the newest club on campus. But bringing this idea to life isn't as easy as just reserving a room.
So initially we contacted the rec center, and with that we got to the contact of Alex Sutton, and he directed us through all the steps, getting safety officers, everything. He helped us with all of that, just try to make the process as easy as possible.
For some, pickleball club is a good time to relax and de-stress while navigating through college. But for others, the small court and fast pace is exactly what they are looking for.
I think my favorite thing is it's still like so intense even though the court is so small. It's like I've played tennis before, but I feel like this is, it's a lot different, but it still has a lot of the same qualities. So I think that being able to just go out and play on a small court, but like still be intense is like just a great experience.
This club looks to keep soaring above expectations and continue to grow over the semester as the sport continues to grow nationwide. In Muncie, Max Robson, NewsLink, Indiana.
And Max mentioned they're one of the fastest growing sports in America, and glad to see Ball State's cashing in.
Yeah, just like how you stated, it's the fastest growing sport in the United States. And so just to see Ball State starting to catch up with the trends that the rest of the country is starting to see, it's a fresh sight to see.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Well, it's been an exciting day for Pokemon players, and we've got to look at how one small business spread joy throughout the holiday.
Plus, one final look at weather after the break.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And before we go, it's National Pokemon Day, and one local business is carrying on the love of the game. Next Level Games on McGalliard Road is a family-owned business that shares its love for various card games. Today, their focus was set on the infamous Monster Battle series of Pokemon by teaching people of all ages how to play the original card game. In an event running from noon till 8 p.m., Next Level Games employees ran a raffle for Pokemon memorabilia, hosted a tournament for experienced players, and held lessons for those new to the game.
Yeah, I love it. I love being here. It's fun. Teaching people how to play the game and watching others enjoy their time. It's just a great time. I really enjoy it.
And for more information on upcoming events, check out the Next Level Games Facebook page. And we're getting some more updates from the Weather Center regarding that severe weather. Ryan, what's the latest?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, a tornado watch is forthcoming for Henry and Wayne County, at least, perhaps Delaware and Randolph. We're going to keep our eyes closely on that. Otherwise, cold weather, crisp, cold, windy weather behind that front before we get some spring back into the area by the weekend.
Definitely some stuff to keep an eye on. All right, thank you so much, Ryan. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.